Hello everyone, it's Carissa and I have another card for you. I'm going to be using this background stamp and showing you how to use a background stamp. And this background stamp is called Tres Chic. I'm also going to be using Basic Gray, Pretty in Pink, Melon Mambo, and Whisper White cardstock. So let's get started. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to set these little pieces aside and I'm just going to start by scoring, folding, and creasing my card as normal. Use my bone folder to get a nice tight crease. And then I'm going to take my background stamp, and the way that you use a background stamp and get a good image is to turn it upside down and leave it like this, and then you're going to transfer the paper over to it. So, but on this card, what I have planned is just to stamp this half of this card with the background stamp. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my basic gray ink and ink up my background stamp. Just get it good and covered. I've also seen people use brayers to cover their background stamp with ink. It's whatever you prefer. And then, once I get this good and inked, I'm just going to take a piece of scratch paper here. I'm going to take my card. I want about 2/3 of this covered. So I'm just going to line it up as straight as possible, and then I'm going to take my scratch paper and cover it and just rub all over to make sure I get this transferred well. So once I've got that all rubbed, I'm going to take it off. And there is my background. And that's exactly what I wanted. It's actually got a pretty straight line, which I like as well. Now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to work on the embellishment for the front of the card. And I have a friend who's having a birthday, so I thought I'd make a birthday card. And I'm going to take this piece of white, Whisper White cardstock. And this stamp, which is a little stained, is from the Baroque Motifs stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp this as a background. I can do the same thing with this one. So now I kind of have like a little background on this piece of paper as well. Real light. Now I'll take my Melon Mambo back over here and try once again with the happy birthday, this time with it right side up. And there's my happy birthday. And then I am just going to mount this on top of a piece of Pretty in Pink cardstock and a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock. When I cut layers, what I'm trying to say is, if this is 2 by 3, then I cut this next one at 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and this next one I would cut at 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. So let me see if I can find my mono adhesive here. Okay, I found my adhesive. So I'm just going to mount these. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Time out, time out. Okay, so I found my mono adhesive and I started putting adhesive on the back of this, and then I remembered that I wanted to ticket corner punch these corners on this. So this is the ticket corner punch, and I'm just going to stick it in here. It already has the adhesive on it, so it's kind of going to stick in there, but we'll make it work. Okay, so it's got these little notches out of it now. So a little more of the pink will show when I mount this on top of here. Get that in the center there. And this one just goes right on top, the Melon Mambo. And the reason that I did the ticket corner pinch is because now I want to put brads in the corner right here. So I'm just going to take this little, I believe it's the 1/16 hand punch, and I'm just going to make holes right here on each of these 4 corners for brads. And I'm just going to stick them in the corners here. So now I have that done. And I do want to add a piece of ribbon to this. And I want my ribbon to go this way, not this way. And the problem with that is that this is where my fold is, but that's easily remedied. And I just have a little craft blade here. This one just pokes right out, and right where I want my ribbon to come through the card, I'm going to cut a little slit right on my fold. So hopefully that's wide enough. It may need to be a little bit larger. I've also seen people take and fold it and then cut a little indentation out with their scissors. That works as well. And then I'm just going to grab my ribbon. I know I've been using this ribbon a lot. And then I can see if it's going to go through. Add a little extra. And then I can tie it right on the front of this card. And my goal is to tie it to where you won't see the seam between the background stamp and the plain side of the cardstock. Let's see if I can do it. Not bad. Just adjust that a little bit. I'm gonna move it down. Then I'll trim my ends. I'm gonna cut these straight. There's the front of my card. And then the last thing I have to do is just figure out where I want this. I still want my ribbon lower. I'm just working it down. Where to put it? This is kind of the fun part. I didn't have this planned out, so I'm just kind of seeing as I go. I think I want it to overlap that way. I'm just going to grab my Stampin' Dimensionals and adhere it, and there it is. I hope you have a wonderful day.